Making mistakes. This is something that we all try to avoid. But what I'm going to talk to you about today is how we actually shouldn't avoid it. We should be welcoming mistakes. Tracey and I are going to go through how we've dealt with it in the past and actually how we incorporate our philosophy of mistakes here at Young Nails right now on the Biz Talk. Wasn't that fun?
There's something wrong with you.
We're going to talk about making mistakes, and this is a subject that I embrace, and I think that a lot of people have this sort of backwards. Like, we talk about the subject of making mistakes. We talk about how it's good to make mistakes and you should, embrace them. Actually making them and accepting them and going through that is a completely different experience. I'm going to touch on that a little bit with embracing mistakes and how we do that as a company and our philosophy, and the challenges that we still face is very interesting. But first, I want Tracey to take us through this whole idea of making mistakes as it relates to the salon business. Like, what do you see, like right now, today? Like, what's your take?
People are afraid to make mistakes. And I think if once you realize that 99% of doing nails is knowing what to do when you make a mistake, you'll be better off.
Okay, take me through an example. So that's very interesting. Like, what to do when you make a mistake. So what's an example of that in the salon?
I'll give you a mistake I've done. Filing the nails, done, finished, nail pops off as I'm filing it.
So the customer's sitting there like...
Oh yeah, I'm like... Fing!
So what do?
I did the nail out too much. It was the mistake. I could have just sat there and looked at her finger and hope God put it back on. And that's what you kind of do. You freeze, right?
Yeah,
You're
of course.
And you're embarrassed, but it's like, it looked at me wrong. Let's put it back on.
That in itself is unique because typically, like, I can go about my business here at Young Nails and make a mistake, and like nobody's gonna see or nobody's gonna know, or even if you do, you're not looking right at me.
Yeah.
In the salon, like in that situation, it's like they're looking at you and they're judging. They're judging, right?
Yeah.
Like, did I come to the right nail tech?
Yeah. And what if you at that moment there's blood in the water?
Right.
Right? And they're like, we smell blood.
Yeah.
So how are you going to handle it?
Right.
If you embrace the mistake, make fun of the mistake, and move on from the mistake very quickly, there's nothing to judge.
Right. Don't try to cover it up. Don't try to mask it. Just go, look at that.
That was a fail.
That was a fail. The nail popped off.
This is why you pay me the big bucks.
That's exactly correct. Crack a smile, and it happens, and you have to keep going. It's a great example of what to do when you make a mistake in life or running your business. Is you can't mask the mistake.
No.
You have to embrace it.
You have to face it.
You got to face it. Yeah.
Whether if you're a salon owner, you hired the wrong person, made a mistake there.
Right.
Are you gonna, there's the tendency to like, I'm not gonna admit my mistake, and then everybody else has to suffer because you've hired the wrong person.
Right.
Or do you embrace it, deal with it, and move on?
Right.
Those are, it's experience. That's what gives you life experience, right?
Yeah.
So you don't make mistakes in the future. And if you're never willing to admit your mistake, then you're never going to grow.
It is the absolute number one best thing you can do for yourself personally and with your business. I'm telling you right now, there is no possible way we would have gotten to where we've gotten today in our business by not making mistakes. Like, on the contrary, the attitude that I've got and that the company as a whole is sort of moving towards is F up. Like,
you literally had a meeting and you said that to us for like,
yeah.
Did I write that down right?
Yeah.
Like, did he just tell us to like
screw up, make mistakes,
because then we're trying, right?
It's so true. I tell everybody at Young Nails, I want you to make mistakes. Why? Because I want people to push themselves outside of their comfort zone. I want people to make decisions on their own here without me having to be there 24/7. Make a decision, make a mistake. If you don't believe for 1 second that you have to make multiple mistakes in order to be successful, I'm telling you right now, you're screwed and you should not even step foot towards opening a business. You must say to yourself, I'm gonna make a dump load of mistakes, but the one thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to learn from them. I'm gonna be objective, not push them away, not hide, my head in the sand, but I'm gonna embrace that and I'm gonna learn from it, be objective. And that way you can move on and continue to push forward. Today, make sure you make a damn mistake. Go make a mistake. Go make 10. Shoot, I don't
I've already
care.
made 20. One was coming here.
Be like Tracy and Habib. Make a ton of mistakes. Go out there, explore, experiment. And we will see you next week on the Biz Talk.